Three people were gathered at a railroad station. David was leaving for college. His uncle and aunt, who took him in when he was an orphan, were there. David looked long at them, looked hard, for a long while at them. Then his eyes were slowly fixed at their hands, hard, weathered hands. Slowly his eyes began to shift and look at their bodies bent because of old age and hard work. And slowly he remembered, as he looked more and more at them, that their very simple attitude of refusing to be called Mama and Papa. David grabbed their hands and said, "How can I repay you both?" The uncle replied, "The love of parents goes to their children, but the love of children goes to their children." And then the aunt added, "It is not about payback, it is about passing on." My dear friends, love is about passing on, not about payback. Sometimes we think we utang God, sometimes we think we utang other people, that is why we do things. It's not that. Love is about passing on. And this is what we see in Scripture today. Whether it is in the first reading, second reading, the Gospel, somehow the message that is coming out very strongly is that love is about passing on. It begins by remaining in His love and living with His love, then laying down our lives. Then comes the next phase, the bearing of fruits. And bearing of fruits is something tangible. It must be seen. Fruits must be seen. If you say you have love, love must be seen. Love must be shown. It's not just talk about love, not think about love, feel about love. It is about people being able to see expressions of love all around us. So we find today, and this is what is happening, everything begins in God. The more we remain in His love, then we slowly begin to love with His love. And then His love even moves us to lay down our lives for others. We cannot do it on our own. We're not strong enough. We don't have that sense of sacrifice in us. It's only God can make this possible. Our relationship with this God makes it possible. And this is what it is. And slowly you find people see the good fruits in your life. Okay? The ultimate love is what Scripture says is the ability to see everyone as friends. See, we love some people we cannot. Some people we like, some people we cannot. But eventually, the ultimate love is the ability to see everyone as friends. Not only friends of my friend, but also as friends of Jesus. And this is what we find the Scripture deals with. This process, beginning from God, then living our life in love, this whole process is the fruit of three things. There's an interplay of three forces, three truths, they say. The first truth, which is unshakable, it cannot be changed, that is, love is the being of God. His whole inside is love. And that is why the Scriptures, St. Paul says, God is love, love is God. The whole, everything about God is love. And that is unchangeable. And that we have to learn to accept as a truth. It's a given, they say. The second given is love is also our being. We are created for love. It is who we are. The minute love dies in us, we become subhuman. The minute love is killed, we become very wicked and cruel people. Because God has made us for love. He has put within us that ability to love. We are created for love. The more we love, the more we bloom. The more we radiate that joy, in our faces and in our actions. And this is what we see. It is who we are and what we have been created to be. That is what love is. The second thing. God is love. We are also created for love. And the third truth, or the third given is, love moves us to go beyond. We cannot move without love. We will always protect ourselves. We stay inside our little, we call it our little cocoon. We won't move out. The minute we have tasted this love and allowed this love to flow, we want to go beyond. We want to move beyond. We want to include other people in our space. We want to inspire, and it inspires us to open or make bigger the circle of friendship. Strange, Without love, we become very self-contained, we protect ourselves, we look inwards, it is only I. But the minute love takes over, we want to be generous with ourselves. We become generous with our time. We become generous with what we have. And this is the signs that accompany us. So today, my dear friends, love becomes a passing on and not a payback when we realize that He lives in me and I in Him. You see, it's like kind of a union, flowing from each other. He flowing into us, we flowing into Him. He lives in me and I in Him. And John, in today's Gospel, referred to this relationship as remain in my love. Remain in my love. The image that comes to my mind is, I'm a little fire. To keep on burning, I must be in the bigger fire. The bigger fire keeps me burning on. See? And that is the image that comes to my mind. That I must remain in God's fire to be on fire. I must remain in God's love to be living. Without that, I die. I dry up. So you see, that is my image, a fire within a fire. Love within a bigger love. That is what we are called to. So today some people ask me, what do you mean by remain in my love? Remain in Him, remain in His love. What does it mean? They ask. This priest by the name of Richard Rowe said that when we are sparked by God's love, we do all things with care, presence, and intention. Not luck, You intend, I want to do good, and I go and do it. I want to care for that person, I go and care for that person. There's an intention. You must be moved by intention. And this is what he says now. So that is a sign that you are sparked by this God's love. It is not about staying put. So after finding God, some people always want to stay in His presence. They think I must sit before the altar, kneel before the altar all the time, wait for God to be always there. I am in God, God is in me. That's what they think, staying put. That is not remaining in His love. Remaining in His love means moving on, moving out. I have tasted the goodness. I want others to also have a share in that goodness. And that is what it means to remain in His love. He doesn't want us, come, I hold you all the time, I manja you all the time. That is not love. I love you so that you love others. Okay? So is there a way to remain in His love? There is a way. It is to be centered and rooted in Him every time. Always remembering God is boundless, endless, all-engulfing, generous, very caring, very true. We must always have an image of God as this, And then we find that the nature of God, the qualities of God slowly creep into our system. If you look at God as a selfish God, we also end up becoming selfish. If we think He's a conditional God, or punishing God, then we also end up becoming like that. We become reflections of that false God. We become who we are only when we have a true picture of that God of ours, who that God is. A God who is so full of caring and concern for us, forgiving, merciful, 77 times, 7 times forgiving us, unlimited. When we picture this God, then we begin to see our life also becomes like Him. Okay? So what we see is what we become also. What we eat is what we become also. You eat bad food, you become a junk. If you eat junk, you become a junkie, isn't it? It's something like that. So you see, it is important to develop also, number 2, a confidence that God is a provider. Number 3, it is to deepen our trust. Trust issue all of us have. We give, we don't give. We give, we don't give. We must learn to trust, deepen our trust in this God who is able to free us to take risks. Because the minute you touch God, God invites us to go where we have never been before, to do what we have never done before. It means risks. So you must trust God to walk with you when He asks you to take risks. And the 4th thing is our faith. Our faith must also must be to be one with this God who is a God of unity and a God of reconciliation. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. We need to go back to that God to reconcile. Go back to God and ask for mercy. Go back to God and ask for forgiveness so that He gives us new grace to live in a new way each and every day. So my dear friends, this is what we have to look at. So be centered in Him, have confidence in Him, learn to deepen your trust in Him, develop your faith, a faith in this God of unity. Okay? Unity means love, It's another word for love. So today let our love be a passing on, not a payback. I owe Him, that's why I love Him. We have to throw away this mentality. It is a passing on. And let this love be shared amongst us. So wherever we go, let us pass on. God loved me, so now I want to show a little bit of that love with you, sharing. Okay?